Buckle up, kids. The forecast for July is bumpy, according to Archangel Metatron. But not to worry, because Metatron has plenty of practical advice to help you flow with ease. Hi, I'm Deborah Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, bringing you a message from Metatron for July 2021. The message begins. July is likely to be a bumpy road. There are many energetic forces in conflict, shifting, vying to come out on top. Whether this conflict directly impacts you or not, you will be affected because the powerful reverberations will be felt far and wide. Decisions of great consequence are in play. It is as if two strong forces stand in a canoe facing one another, struggling over control of the one and only paddle. The canoe rocks violently. One or both may be tossed out entirely. The outcome at this moment is uncertain. Who will prevail? However, children, do not despair. Understand that whomever prevails in this particular conflict will not necessarily prevail in the greater conflict. We understand that some days the outcome appears bleak. However, we assure you that love and light will ultimately prevail, for it can be no other way in the world of your Creator. You may well ask, why does Creator allow such goings on? To that we say simply, free will. As sovereign souls, you must be allowed your individual journey of discovery. That is how it has ever been. There were lifetimes when you were on the side of darkness. Through experiencing the karma of choice, you learned to make wiser choices with better outcomes, which has brought you to your present level of awareness. As more of you come to this place of understanding, making wiser choices, you shift the energy of yourself and the planet. Today, there are fewer souls making choices against their own best interests and that of others than previously. While it may seem that these wild and woolly types are increasing in numbers, that is an illusion. They are simply louder and more rambunctious, so they command more attention. The day will come when they understand that peace and love are the wisest way of being, and they will put down their instruments of violence. How long will this take? I ask. We cannot say, Metatron responds, because, as mentioned before, you are sovereign souls. Do not be discouraged. Rather, take heart and lean even more into beaming the energies of peace and love to your neighbors near and far. It does make a difference. You make a difference. Do your best every day to be in a place of peace, love, and joy. Do not let the machinations of others upset your apple cart. Rest in the knowing that great change is afoot, and you are an important component in the process. All lightworkers are needed to bring to fruition the prophecy of Earthtopia. Will it happen in your lifetime? Perhaps. However, it will happen, and you will have the opportunity to experience it, if not in this lifetime, in the next. Your efforts will not be in vain. They are consequential for your own karma as well as for others and the earth. Remember, when you plant a tree, it is with the full knowledge that it will likely outlive you. Planting that tree is an act of faith that future generations will enjoy and benefit from your simple gift of planting. So too will you, as a future generation, enjoy the fruits of your labors from this life experience. We also promise you that in future incarnations, you will be more spiritually awoke with a greater understanding retained from previous lifetimes. That is a part of this great shift. Already you may have witnessed souls being born in a more awakened state. This is a part of the new evolutionary stage that is in process. More souls on the planet in an awakened and ever-expanding awareness means evolution is accelerated until the next period of leveling out, a plateau, if you will, before another evolutionary advancement. However, that is far in the future. We just want you to understand this is a process that has been in place since the beginning of time. You have already come far and will continue evolving, for you are not and were never meant to be static beings. Expansion and evolution are intrinsically threaded into the fiber of your being. Progress cannot, will not be stopped. Catch the brass ring this go around, or catch it on another. You have time. You have eternity. As your capacity for greater understanding, engagement, and conscious manifesting expand, so too does your world. Bask in appreciation for how far you have already come. Know that you have overcome far greater challenges than you now face. What's changed is your understanding of the bigger picture, and that is a natural part of your awakening as you become conscious of the power to affect change that you possess. You might feel like a tiny fish in a big sea, but the truth is, you have the ability to create ripples the size of tidal waves, for you are not alone in your efforts. Your ripples join with the ripples of other awakened souls to form a tidal wave of energy that will not be denied. Those who are in opposing energy will be impacted. They must shift in some way, as this energy will not be denied. For some, the experience will cause them to mellow, like a puppy rolling over onto its back in submission, asking for a belly rub. For others who choose to resist, life will become ever more difficult as they cannot push back against the power of this wave forever. They may flee and try to establish a new way of being in the cracks and crevices that have not yet been impacted by the wave. That is a choice. Certainly not a happy, expansive one. It is one we would not wish upon any, but they have the right to make that choice and experience the consequences. We do not expect they will choose that path for long. If they do not choose the natural path of evolution, future generations will, because remember, they will be more awoke. They will not be content to live such a limited existence. Evolution will not be denied. It can be slowed, but not halted altogether. There's a momentary interruption where I hear Cat Stevens singing Peace Train. Then Metatron continues. The sooner souls board the peace train, the sooner life will be better for everyone. Peace is the answer. It's always the wise choice. Peace will find a way. You will find a way. You are the powerful creators of your reality. Focus on what you choose to create rather than what you do not want, and watch how quickly your life shifts into a higher, more positive gear. When you encounter resistance, don't beat your head against that brick wall. Find a way over, around, or past. There is always a way. Be like the river that flows despite obstacles it encounters. You are energy and were made to flow. Flow without ceasing, for that is your natural state of being. When you notice impediments to your flow, do not ignore them. Take swift action to move past them by making new empowered choices. Understand this. There will be times when you look for a new choice and feel there's none. That is an illusion born of your own limiting beliefs. There is always a choice. Sometimes the obvious choice is not one you wish to make, but we say to you, if it's the only one, it's the best one. Make it and get back into flow. More choices will quickly follow. In this abundant universe, choices are as plentiful as grains of sand. You just need to open your eyes and expand your awareness to recognize them when they're presented to you. Know and believe that anything and everything is possible when you're in flow and aligned with your soul. Energy will not be denied. It's a rosy picture we paint because that is the truth of what's on your horizon. The only question that remains is, will you step up and claim your birthright? Will you step into your power as the creator of your world and make the choices that bring this picture to fruition? Nothing else is as important as you taking empowered action to create your reality. No one else can do it for you, else you'd be living someone else's reality. Yours is better because as a unique soul, Someone else's reality will not fit nearly as well. You may force it, but you are then making a choice of limitation. We caution you that once a limiting choice like this is made, it's like a trap from which it becomes ever more difficult to escape. You may be lulled into a false sense of peace and joy, but your soul will lament a squandered opportunity for expansion. There's no judgment from this side, because say it with me, it's your choice. From your soul perspective, there's disappointment. However, there's always next time. You've been down that road many times before and perhaps will again. Just know that your soul is always looking for the path of greatest expansion and will continue to urge you in that direction. I interrupt. Okay, so getting back to July, Metatron, is there anything else specific we need to know? This is a very broad message. I was hoping for something that feels more concrete. Metatron sighs. This is the very foundation. Of course, it's basic, but you know that it is unwise to build without a solid foundation. As you are poised for rapid expansion, the most important thing is to get your foundation in place as soon as possible so that you don't find yourself needing to go back and shore it up later. You want slow, steady, deliberate progress that is sustainable. There will be short bursts of acceleration that will put pressure on your foundation. You don't want those bursts prematurely ended by a weak foundation. Yeah, that makes sense, I interject. But the message feels kind of like a downer. Do you have something uplifting to share that we can all take away as we move through this month? Yes, of course, Metatron says. Let me remind you that even in those times when you're focused in a nose to the grindstone manner, you still want to make time for R&R. As we've said before, the early bird may get the worm, but do you really want worms? All work and no play is a recipe for burnout and a detour from your intended path. Fun, play, and self-care are important ingredients in the recipe for a happy, well-balanced soul journey. They are also an important part of your foundation. Just like you need leavening for your bread to rise, so too do you need levity for your soul to rise. This month brings many opportunities for slowing down and appreciating all that you are and that you have accomplished. In fact, every month does. We encourage you to prioritize moments of gratitude in each and every day. That will do much to help you stay the course and weather the challenges that come. It will help you be centered, grounded, in an energetic space from which you will see that you need not stand up in your canoe and fight for control of the oar. You may give the oar to the other, sit down and allow them to paddle. Or you may choose to jump out of the canoe to enjoy the water, either swimming to your desired destination or calmly treading water until another choice presents itself. So you see, there's always a choice. Take your time, breathe, relax, and allow yourself to see the choices from a balanced state of being. Then make the best choice and take action. It really is that simple if you allow it to be. When you find yourself saying, I can't because, we challenge you to instead ask yourself, how can I? And then allow the possibilities to come into your awareness. Your guides are doing triple back flips to bring you a multitude of choices each and every day. They delight in coming up with many creative possibilities so that at least one will entice you to take that next positive action as you move ever forward on your journey. There's a sound of cymbals clashing. Metatron smiles and asks, how's that? Satisfactory? I smile and reply, yes, Metatron, I think that's perfect. Thank you for your patience and wisdom. Of course, he says with a smile. That's my job. Call me again soon. Promise, I'll come in a flash. With a wink and a wave of his hand, he turns and disappears, leaving us to reflect upon his message. So, I ask you, what part of the message resonated most deeply for you? What is your big takeaway from the July message? Please share in the comments because your words have power to create more ripples of change. And you never know when your words might be exactly what someone needed to hear that day. Remember, we're all in this together. Don't forget to incorporate gratitude, self care, and fun into every day because it's good for your soul. Until next time, this is Deborah Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records. Bye.